opportunity this weekend for Morecambe to get back into the automatic promotion spots. But who's at risk? Could Bolton drop out? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction show today. We'll take a look at match number 44 over in League 2, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're chewing, smash the old subscribe, bang up to with all things, of course, all that related and all that kind of stuff. Of course, there's another manic week over in League 2, so there's no time to hang around, and of course, no time to muck about. But if you are interested in all the kind of good stuff related to this down, check out the description down below, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course, Patreon. Again, we will not be looking at your predictions, but I am working on them already, of course, to bring you bang up to date next week. We'll have an extended episode next week after the conclusion of this bumper catch-up week. So just keep on getting your picks in, and I'll bring you bang up to date with, of course, the prediction leaderboards and all that kind of stuff. But until then, though, let's take a look at those results that just took place this past weekend. Of course, was it the weekend? Midweek ones. That's right. Of course, Barrow against Port Vale was a 2-0 win for bloody Port Vale. Where's this form been? 2-0 win in the end. Tom Collin with both of the goals, giving Port Vale the win. Bradford also lost to Tranmere, give themselves Tranmere another big old boot. Paddy O'Connor with a big fat OG giving Tranmere the boost up towards the top 3 as well. Colchester United, did they get a win? Yes, they did against Southend. Relegation 6-pointer. It was goals coming from, I don't even know, I can't even see it. There they are. Colchester in the end. Mikel Folivy and Harry Powell getting the goals for Colchester. Jason Dimitru got himself sent off for Southend. Big win for Colchester though. Stevenage against Cheltenham was a 1-0 win for Cheltenham. Of course, one of the tip of the top table, of course, boosting their chances as well. George Lloyd getting Cheltenham the win. Actually went with a draw myself. Walsall against Salford was a 2-0 win for Team GB. Of course, with a late push, perhaps for the top 6, or top 7 themselves. Ian Henderson, Jordan Turnbull as well, giving them the win. Got the one bang on the nose. Meanwhile, the Vegans against Exeter City, it was a draw. Nothing to report here. 0-0 in the end. Grimsby down against Morecambe. Big win for Morecambe. 3-0 win in the end. Give themselves a boost. I cannot believe where they are. Cole Stockton, Jan Sonogo, Luke Waterfall with a big fat OG giving Morecambe the win. Grimsby looked toast. Harrogate Town against Oldham Athletic was a 3-0 for Oldham again. Where's this form been, Oldham? Where's this form been? Alfie McCormack, Dylan Bug, Gamalulu, and of course George Blackwood giving Oldham the win. 3-0 win in the end. Actually, the 2-0 win for Harrogate. Leyton Orient had their promotion hopes dented as well. Big time 6-goal thriller. Cambridge came out on top with a 4-2 win over Leyton Orient, and that's probably put them right out of the mix. Leyton Orient. Joe Ironside, Shiloh Tracy, Paul Mullen, of course, on the goal score sheet. Joe and Ironside got a couple of goals there. Daniel Kemp, Declan Drysdale with a big fat OG scoring for, of course, Leyton Orient. Meanwhile, Mansfield Town against Scunthorpe United. 3-0 for Mansfield. Again, where's that kind of form been in the end? Mansfield Town coming out on top. George Lapsey, and of course James Perch and Tyrese Sinclair getting the goals. Newport County against Crawley Town was a 2-0 win for Newport County. Of course, back to I've also called that one bang on the bloody nose. Of course, they also still in the hunt there. Liam Shepherd, Aaron Lewis getting the goals. Tom Nichols got himself sent off. That Lewis goal in the 100th minute. Of course, Bolton Wanderers though against Carlisle was a 1-0 win for Bolton. Wow. Still doing very, very well. Our Bolton right here, right now. Goal coming from Ian Doyle on the 28th minute. As you can see, I did a mixed bag of tricks there. I'm not really going to count mine because I'm not that fox. Oh, we gotta go take a look at the table. That's what we gotta go. We gotta go take a look at the bloody table. Let's take a look at the situation then. Of course, in the league, who's closer to the top, who's closer to the drop, we'll bring you bang up to date in just a ticket. Here it comes right here, right now. Cambridge are your kingpins right now. Of course, 2 points clear over Cheltenham, but most importantly, they are 5 points clear over Morecambe. But it's still anyone's guess. 3 games left. Of course, for the most of the sides, a couple of guys have 4 games left, including Cheltenham and Forest Green. So right here, right now, if the season was to end today, Bolton, Cheltenham, and of course Cambridge would go up. Morecambe, Tranmere, Forest Green, and Newport County would be in the playoffs. Right here, right now, you cannot rule out Salford. You cannot. Still, realistically, Carlisle have a shout at it, an outside shot as well. It is it's going to be an exciting end to the season. When anyone's guess as to who will go up and who will go down. Even the top 3 spots are not nailed on. So let me just do some maths here. So Morecambe, 3 games left, 81 points they could possibly get. So yeah, Cambridge still not home and hose just yet. As for the foot of the table, that looks pretty much dead and buried as of right here now. Southend and Grimsby need to win every single game, I think. And Barrow just hanging on in there for dear life. A win for Barrow though could get them up to speed anyway. But that's that. We'll bring you up to date, of course, with the latest round picks, of course, later. But of course, we're going to jump right in the deep end and take a look at this extended, of course, midweek match. Of course, weekend and midweek, and then hopefully next week we'll be bang up to date. So here we bloody go. Cambridge up against Stevenage again. It's just kind of a placeholder so you can get your picks in, so we can ultimately crown those prediction league champions. champions. Of course, let's get into it then. Of course, we got Cambridge against Stevenage. Played each other the last 6. Of course, 3 for Cambridge, 2 for Stevenage, 1 draw. Last round in Cambridge was a 4-0 win for Stevenage back in January 2020. Goals for Stevenage: Elliot List, Jake Cassidy, and Charlie Carter. Charlie Lackett as well, giving goals for Stevenage in a 4-0 win. Also, played each other, though, this is Stevenage was a 1-0 win. So realistically, we're looking at 3 games unbeaten for Stevenage against Cambridge over the years. Of course, last 4 though, Stevenage without a win, picking up 3 defeats and a draw. Meanwhile, Cambridge back-to-back wins for them, as of course they try to get back into League One. Look at the bookies odds. Come on, computer. 23-20 for Cambridge. Of course, 21-10 draw. 13-5 is your Stevenage. Stevenage all the way down. Where are you? You're of course into 16th, but win for them, we come up to 15th. Of course, Cambridge are top, and they'll be top with a draw or more. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Cambridge, of course, to move the chains, move ever closer to League One. Next, of course, Carlisle up against Harrogate Town. Of course, played just one time. That was earlier in the campaign. Back in February, it was a 1-0 win for Harrogate. Of course, heading into this, though, of course, what we're looking at here, Harrogate just won in the past 6 games. Meanwhile, 4 games without a win for Carlisle. Only 1 defeat, though, in the past 6. That 1 defeat was against Bolton just the other day. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Carlisle 65 for the victory, 94 is draw, 23-10 is your Harrogate. Carlisle are your favourites. Of course, they come into 11th, and win for them, they could move up to 8th. As for their opposition, Harrogate, they're all the way down into 17th. But a win for them, they can move up to 15th in the table. I think Carlisle will nick it with a 1-0 win in the end. Cheltenham up against, of course, Colchester United. Kind of top versus kind of bottom at the moment. Played the last 6 2s apiece, 2 draws. They win the playoffs both of these 2 seasons last time around. Of course, one season, one side's doing very, very well. The others are having an absolute nightmare. Of course, played the last time around at Cheltenham was a 1-1 draw back in November 2019. Also, they played each other this campaign back in Colchester was a 0-0 draw as well. Heading into this, of course, back-to-back wins for Colchester, finally kicking into some form, beating Walsall, beating Southend as well. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat the past 5 for Cheltenham was against Crawley a couple of games back. Meanwhile, the bookies odds on this one. Cheltenham coming to this, of course, 7-4 on for the victory, 14-5 is your draw, 5-1 is your Colchester. Colchester now in, of course, 21st spot, but win for them, they can move up to 19th. Whereas their opposition are Cheltenham, they're actually in 2nd, and win for them, they could go top. And of course, they've got the game in hand, which could see them go up as champions. 2-0 win for Cheltenham in the end, clean sheet to boot. Crawley Town up against Forest Green Rovers, then Pesky Vegans, of course, played the last 6, 1 win for Crawley, 4 for Forest Green, and 1 draw last round. At Crawley was a 1-1 draw back in January 2020. The goals coming from Bezlibula and Jordan Tunnicliffe with a big fat OG. Also played each other down in Vegan Land. It was a 2-1 win for Crawley back in, of course, December this calendar year, or this season, of course. Heading into this, Forest Green just 1 win the past 6 games. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat the past 4 games for Crawley. That was against Newport County just the other day. Meanwhile, the bookies odds on this one. Crawley 2-1 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, 13-10 is your Forest Green. Forest Green are in 6th, and a win for them, they could go up to 5th. As for their opposition, where are you? Crawley, they're all down to 12th, but a win for them, they can move up to 8th, and that'll get them right back in the hunt for the top 7. I've got to go with a 1-1 draw on this one. I think Forest Green will be the happier. Next up, of course, Exeter City up against, what are we looking at? Newport County. Played each other in the last 6 occasions. 2 wins for Exeter, 1 for Newport, 3 draws last time around. In Exeter was a 1-0 win for Exeter. Back in Boxing Day 2019, the goal scorer coming from Lee Martin, giving them all 3 points. However, they also played each other in Wales. Back in February this season was a 1-1 draw. Bowman and Dominic Telford on the score sheet. A couple of red cards there for Exeter. Heading into this, just 1 defeat the past 5 games for Newport County. That was against Cambridge United. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat the past 5 games for Exeter. That was against Barrow. However, they only won once in the past 6. A lot of draws knocking around for both of those 2 sides. Heading into this, though, we got Exeter 21-20 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, 13-5 is your Newport County. Newport County coming to this in 7th, and a win for them, they can move up to a 6. Exeter are in 8th. It seemed like they've been just outside the playoffs for the whole season, but a win for them, they could actually oust Newport County and nick their spot in the top 7. I'm going to go with Exeter City on this one, just to oust them, just to nick it right at the death. Big one coming up, though, of course, it is Morecambe Town. It's just Morecambe up against Bolton. Wanderers, of course, played on the last 3, 1 win apiece, 1 draw last round. In Morecambe was a 2-1 win in a friendly, doesn't really count. However, the last time played each other this season, it was 1-1 draw back in February over in Bolton. Heading into this, 3 wins on the spin for Morecambe. Can they bloody do it? Scoring 4, 8, 11 goals in the last 3 games. Meanwhile, Bolton just 1 defeat the past 4 games. That was against Grimsby, believe it or not. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Morecambe coming into this, 7-4 for the victory, 13-8 is your Bolton, 11-5 is your draw. Of course, a win for Morecambe, they could actually leapfrog Bolton. They could actually go as high as 2nd. As for Bolton, they could go from 3rd to 2nd themselves. A lot riding on this one. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw in the end, which will kind of hurt me, really. I'd love to see Morecambe go up. I am actually championing that Derek Adams could be Rovers' new manager. I'd love to see him. He's a hard-working individual. He's done wonders wherever he's gone. I know he had a bit of a relegation thing with Plymouth, but look at this. You don't do what he's done here with Morecambe. Nobody can do that. They're season upon season strugglers, and now look at them. They're on the cusps, and I want to see them do it. I really do. Even if it is at the expense of Bolton, who I also want to see do very, very well. I'd rather see Morecambe and Bolton sneak in there and oust the likes of Cheltenham. It's going to take a bit of magic to do that, just that. But anyway, enough jibber jabber. Let's get on to it. Of course, Oldham up against Grimsby Town. Of course, let's take a look at this one then. Of course, played the last 6 forwards at Oldham, nothing for Grimsby, 2 draws last round. In Oldham was a 2-2 draw back in December. September 2019. The goal scorers coming from, who was it? Musolo and from Maurice. On score Oldham, Jordan Cook and Ludwig Oman, and get the goals for Grimsby, of course. They also played this season in Grimsby. There was a 0-0 draw back in December. Heading into this, just one win the past 6 games for Grimsby. They look toast, don't they? As for Oldham, just one defeat the past 4 games. The previous 3 were wins. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Oldham coming into this 5-4 for the victory. 13-5 is your draw. 90-10 is your Grimsby. Grimsby all the way down to 24th, and it looks like toast. A win for them, though they could go up to 23rd. As for Oldham, they're in 15th, and a win for them, they could go up to 14th. Oldham will nick it with a 1-0 win. Not big, not bit, not massive, but just enough. Next, of course, Port Vale against Bradford. Is there a late hope on these guys? I don't even know. Last 6 though between the 2 sides. 1 for Port Vale, 2 for Bradford, 3 draws last round. Vale Park was doing 1 for Bradford back in February 2017. Goals coming from Roman Vincelot, Alexander Jones getting on the score sheet. JJ Hooper on the score sheet, of course, Port Vale. Also, at Valley Parade this season in December was a 0-0 draw. Of course, heading into this 3 defeats on the spin for Bradford, they look toast right now. Meanwhile, Port Vale, what a tremendous end of the season. 5 wins in the past 6 games, and that other one was a draw. Port Vale come into this. They're actually 65 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, 9-4 is your, sorry, what was that? That was 6-5 is your Port Vale, 23-10 is your Bradford, 9-4 is the draw. Of course, Bradford are in 13th, and with them they can move up to 10th. As Port Vale are in 14th, and with them they can move up to 11th. Wow, well, they could still do it. Do they have the game in hand? They don't really. They've got 9 points left. It'll be 66 points they'll need. They'll need a lot going with them, but I don't see it happening. 2-0 win in the end for Port Vale, though. They need to win. They need to win everything, and just hope for a little bit of luck. Next, of course, Salford FC, Salford City up against Mansfield Town, something like that anyway. Played to the last 2, 1 win apiece, of course, last round at, they've never played in Salford, of course it was abandoned last season, but this campaign it was a 2-1 win for Mansfield back in January 2021. Of course, Salford coming to this, just 1 defeat the past 6 games, and 1 defeat was against Bolton. Meanwhile, back-to-back wins for Mansfield have them ending the season very in good hands, of course. Look at the bookies odds, even Stevens as Salford, 3-1 is your Mansfield, 11-5 is your draw. Mansfield all the way down, and of course in the 18th, but a win for them, they can move up to 15th. Salford actually in 9th, and a win for them, they can move up to 7th. That's playoffs, boys. That's playoff with a 2-0 win there for Team GB. I see it just happening in the end. Next up, of course, Scunthorpe United up against Walsall. Played to the last 6, 3 for Scunthorpe, 2 for Walsall, 1 draw last round. Scunthorpe was a 2-0 win for Walsall back in Boxing Day 2019. It was Weston McDonald and Alfie Bates getting the score sheet for Walsall as they took the 3 points on the road. Also, played to this season at Walsall was a 2-1 win for Scunthorpe. That was back in, of course, Boxing Day, around about just after Boxing Day this season, of course. Back-to-back win, back-to-back defeat, for Walsall, losing to Colchester, losing to Salford. Meanwhile, without a win in at least 6 games, have Scunthorpe scrambling right here, right now. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Scunthorpe 90-10 for the victory, 64 is your Walsall, 11-5 is your draw. Walsall down to 19th, and a win for them, they can move up to 18th in the end. Scunthorpe down to 20th, and a win for them, they can move up to 19th above Walsall. Going to go with Scunthorpe to break the hoodoo, get the 3 points, and keep on moving. Next, of course, Southend against Leyton Orient. Is it too little, too late for Southend? It looks like it. Played to the last 6, 2 wins for Southend, 3 for Leyton Orient, 1 draw last round. At Roots Hall was a 1-0 win back in the Papa John's Trophy 2016. Last time I played in the league. Can we do that? Can we see that? Last time I played in the league was all the way back in 2009. In League One it was back in September. 3-0 win. Lee Barnard with a hat-trick to give Southend the win. Of course, that was in League One. Meanwhile, last time I played at this season, it was down at Brisbane Rovers back in December. It was a 2-0 win for Leyton Orient. Heading into this, though, just 1 win the past 5 games for Leyton Orient. They are scrambling themselves, flapping their chances to make a last-minute.com push for the playoffs, but unfortunately, heading into this on the back of a defeat. Meanwhile, Southend without a win in 5. Of course, a lot of draws knocking around. The Phil Brown effect not really doing its just right now. Next up, of course, the bookies are Southend. 7-4 for the victory, 64 is a year Leyton Orient, 23-10 is the draw. Southend are in 23rd, and win for them, they can close it in on 22nd. As for Leyton Orient, they are actually in 10th, and win for them, they can move up to 8th. They can still do it. Leyton Orient, I think Southend will nick this one, though, to really put a kibosh to Leyton Orient's season. Into the final one for the weekend, it's Tranmere up against Barrow. Those are the last 6, 2 wins apiece, 2 draws last time around. In Tranmere was a 1-0 win for Tranmere back in the National League Premier League back in, of course, September 2017. The goal scorer on that day was, of course, James Norwood, giving him the win on the 90th minute. Last time around, though, this season, it was a 1-1 draw back in Barrow earlier in December. Meanwhile, heading into this Barrow back-to-back defeats for them, just 1 win the past 5 games. That one was against Exeter. Meanwhile, same can be said for Tranmere, just 1 win the past 6 games. Is it too little, too late for them to make a push? Tranmere coming to this 11-10 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, 5-2 is your Barrow. Barrow coming to this all the way down in, of course, 22nd spot. They're hanging on, but a win for them, they can move up to 19th. As for Tranmere, they're in 5th. A win for them, they can move up to 4th in the table. Going to be fighting for it. I think they're going to try and nick it in the end. Tuna win in the end for Tranmere. That's, of course, the weekend's action. What about the little bumper midweek fixtures next week? We'll take a look at that now. Of course, Newport County up against Scunthorpe United are in the mix, of course. Forest Green Rovers against Barrow in there as well. We're going to kick it off with, of course, Cheltenham, though, up against Carlisle. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, players of the last 6, 3 wins apiece. Of course, last time around in Cheltenham was a 2-0 win for Cheltenham. Back in, of course, August 2019. Of course, goals Gavin and Riley. Luke Varney, ex-Rover on the score sheet, giving them the win. Also, this campaign in Carlisle was 2-1 for Cheltenham. That was back in November, of course. Heading into this, Carlisle just 1 win the past 5 games. That was against Scunthorpe all the way back at the start of April. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat the past 5 for Cheltenham. Was against Crawley as well. 6 points on the agenda, of course, for Crawley. I'm not talking about Crawley. I'm on about Shelton. 6 points on the agenda for Cheltenham. Of course, they could go top if they win both of those, depending on what goes on with Cambridge. As for Carlisle, 6 points on the agenda for them. They beat Harrogate in my first one. They could, with this, jump all the way up to as high as 6 in the table if they would get a little bit of luck going their way. I don't think they'll win this one. I think Cheltenham will nick it because they want to go up as champions. Next, of course, Bradford up against Salford City. Played the last 3, of course, nothing for Bradford. 2 for Salford and 1 draw. Last time around in Bradford was in, of course, December 2019. Was a 1-1 draw. Of course, last season, goal scorers on the day was Harry Pritchard on score sheet. Adam Rooney get the goal for Salford. Also, played though this season in Salford was a 3-0 win for Salford back in November. Of course, 6 points on the agenda for Salford. Win both of those, they could go up to 68 points. That'll be up to 6. As for Bradford, same deal. Win both of those, they could go up to 64 points, which will be 8th. And you just don't know. You just don't know. It could be enough to make a late push, but I don't think so. I think they're going to lose this one, and I think they're going to lose the other one. So 2-1 for Salford. 3 points in the bag again for Salford, as they'll end the season strongly. Of course, Forest Green Rovers up against Barrow. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, it's kind of a promotion chase up against a relegation fighter. Played the last 6 teams for Forest Green, nothing for Barrow. 4 draws last round in Forest Green. Was a 0-0 draw back in the National Premier League back in October 2016. Also played this season in Barrow, was a 2-2 draw back in November, with the goals coming from who was it? It was, of course, Luke James on the score sheet, Dean Angus as well, Elliot Whitehouse, Nicky Caden get the goals for Forest Green as they got a point out of this. Of course, Barrow coming to just 1 win the past 5 games. Meanwhile, 1 win the past 5 games also for Forest Green. 2 sides looking for some points for both different campaigns. Of course, the Vegans coming to this in 6, but win both of those, they could go up to 72 points, which would be, of course, 4th, depending on what goes on elsewhere. As for Barrow, they're all the way down to the bottom, and win both of those games, they could go all the way up themselves from 52 points up to 18th as well. I don't see it happening. I think the Vegans will take this one to be a very, very nervy sort of end of the season for Barrow. Next, of course, Exeter City up against Grimsby Town. Of course, let's take a look at this one again. Two teams with different campaigns, of course, last time around. In fact, the last 6, 3 wins for Exeter, 2 wins for Grimsby, 1 draw last time around in Exeter. Was a 3-1 win for Grimsby back in September 2019. Goal scorers on that day was Ethan Robson with a couple of goals there. Moses Ogbu as well. Ryan Bowman getting the goal score sheet for Exeter. Also, the picture of this season in Grimsby was a 4-1 win for Exeter as well. Heading into this, of course, Grimsby just 1 win the past 5. Same can be said for Exeter, just 1 win the past 5 as well. 6 points on the agenda for Exeter. If they win both of those, they could mathematically go up to 68 points, which would be 6th. As for Grimsby, win both of those, they could go up to 43 points, which would be up to 23rd. Still, mathematically, have an outside shot of getting themselves out of it. They need a win. I don't think they'll get it. Exeter will take it with a 1-0 win in the end. And then wrapping it up, it will be, of course, Newport County up against Scunthorpe United. Played for the last 5, 2 wins for Newport, nothing for Scunthorpe. 3 draws last round in Newport was a 2-1 win for Newport back in October 2019. However, they also played this season in Scunthorpe was a 1-1 draw back in September with Loft and Taylor on the score sheet for the respective clubs. Scunthorpe without a win in 5, just 1 defeat past 5 for Newport. We'll see them be the favourites, I'm sure, when the bookies open up their markets on that one. Newport County coming to this, of course, in 7th, win both of those. They could go up to 71 points, which would be 5th. As for Scunthorpe, win both of those. They could go up to 53 points, which would be 16th in the end. I'm going to 2-1 for Newport County on this one to get 3 points, and again, move the bloody chains, of course. That's it, my friends. That's it. And again, be sure to get your picks in for this extended double week or week and a half in the comment section down below. We will bring you the next time you see me in this, guys. We will in the League 2. We will bring you bang up to date with those prediction leagues, of course, which will be midweek next week. So until then, give the video some love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, and I'll see you all next time for some more pickaroos.